Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report. It is Wednesday, September 13th, about 10 p.m. Central Time, my time. This is preliminary video of the game against the Jets coming up this Sunday. Some key names that popped up on the injury list that we did not want to see has popped up, and this game is not exactly what it looks like. Before we get into all that, guys, I'm at 343. My first goal is to get to 500, get to 1,000. I hit 1,000, then this channel will grow exponentially. It will become a diamond gem. I'm telling you, this show will be one of the top shows that you will want to watch. When I hit 1,000, I'll be able to put back into it. Hopefully before then, with a microphone, studio equipment, sound bites, a desktop just for this, with film and graphics that I can break down and show to you instead of trying to explain it verbally. If you're watching this video and you have not subscribed to the Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report, I implore you. It's a free investment. It costs you nothing. That red button is free. This seems to work for Mike Fisher, so let's try it out, guys, on the count of 3. If you have not subscribed, it'll pay off, guys. On the count of 3, everybody hit subscribe in unison. 1, 2, 3. Subscribe. Boom. If you did it, you're a real one. I love you for it. And like Mike Fisher says, this right here helps beat the algorithms. Basically, get your video viewed more. So on the count of 3, guys, if we could smash some like buttons, help a brother out. We're all family here. 1, 2, 3. Like. If you liked it, you're a real one, and I love you for it. Please subscribe, guys. Help me grow. I can't grow without y'all's support. And I bring y'all solid content. Last thing, I'm seeing smaller content creators. Not the big guys like Law or, Vaj Lombardi or Jay Tuck or Mark Holmes. The smaller guys who can edit on the videos on the bottom of their screen just have the Cash App name now. So I've had this sign that I made. I believe it's legible enough. Money sign, lowercase c, lowercase m, 65466. My Cash App name. After week 18 at Washington, if donations are given to this channel decently, the top 3 donators will get the following prizes. The top donator to the channel will get playoff tickets, maximum 3 persons, 50-yard line, medium deck, which is pretty good. Second place, you get 2 jerseys of your choice, home, away, custom, alternate, color rush, doesn't matter. And third place would be an Emmitt Smith Rookie of the Year card, possibly be autographed by that time. If donations throughout the season are better than expected, the prizes 2 and 3 could be better. But as of right now, that's what it is. And if that'll all be in the chat. And if you do donate to help grow the channel, guys, let me know that it was you and the X amount that you did, so I can keep that in my log. And like I said, after week 18, I will announce the top 3 donators, and you will receive the following prizes I have announced. And I'll have a call-in line on the show as it gets bigger. It's going to be great. So, Brandon Cooks pops up on the injury report. Mike McCarthy said that he hurt his knee at the Giants game. We didn't see him limping or going to the tent or anything like that. Brand new news to us. He did not practice today. Today was a walkthrough. But in the words of Mike McCarthy, he says that he'll try to do more at practice tomorrow. Brandon Cooks. But he did fine during today's walkthrough. So it says he didn't practice, which means he didn't do the walkthrough, but McCarthy says he did fine during the walkthrough. So we're going to need him against this Jets defense, because the top 3 Ds of this season is Cowboys, Niners, and Jets. Some people think Cowboys defense can be historically good this year. Some people like DJ Reed think Jets can be historically good this year. And San Fran with Javon Hargrave now could also be. I mean, this season, after week 1, looks like it could have a lot of good defensive teams. I mean, we saw a lot of good defensive performances week 1. Nobody better than ours. Tyler Smith, our left guard, and we wanted to see our starting 5. Tyron, Tyler, Dash, Martin, and Steele. That's a good starting 5 right there. Chuma played well against the Giants. He allowed 1 hit on Dak Prescott. That's about it. His PFF run grade was like 60.5. He did a job as a backup left guard. He didn't get beat up by Dexter Lawrence or Leonard Williams or Alshon Robinson. Did all right. But we got Quentin Williams this week. That defensive tackle is on another level. And basically, McCarthy says, pretty much day to day, it'll be a big boost if he plays. Now, talking about Donovan Wilson with his calf strain he's been struggling with all through preseason in camp, McCarthy says that Donovan Wilson's further ahead of Tyler Smith. Now, the chances of all 3 of these guys playing Sunday are not good. And if I had my pick, 2 out of the 3, it'd be the offensive guys. Because we can play without Donovan Wilson. I mean, our depth on defense is unreal. Wanye Thomas, Marquise Bell look like playmakers. I mean, they look like world beaters. Marquise Bell had 8 tackles, forced fumble. Wanye Thomas, big punt, big field goal block, big pass breakup, and a couple key tackles. If Tyler Smith don't go, I think Chuma can hold his own good enough. But we need Brandon Cooks out there. Michael Gallup had no catches against the Giants. We still need to see if he's 100%. We know last year he wasn't. Coming off the ACL tear, we need to see if he has his 2 legs back and if he can play ball like he did 2019, 2020, 2021. We will see. But if it's between Cooks or Smith to play, you got to go with Cooks. Because the Jets, the majority of the talent is in the second and third level. The secondary is no joke. Sauce Gardner is unreal. DJ Reed's pretty dang good. Jordan Whitehead picked off Josh Allen 3 times. The defensive line, I mean, they have Quentin Williams, and other than that, really no big names. But Quentin Williams is good enough to create disruption up the middle and collapse the pocket up the middle. And I think he can take on Chuma and Dash by himself, which is not a good thing. So if they bring pressure, we'll need Rico Daddle to really pick up that pass block. So we'll monitor that. Hopefully tomorrow, one of them practices. Hopefully Friday, they both practice. Rodgers is out. We all know his ACL's torn, is out for the season. Zach Wilson came into the game Sunday night and Monday night, down 10 points, and brought back the Jets and won an amazing overtime game. Now, Zach Wilson, the last 2 seasons has been pretty bad, but this team, just like when Cooper Rush went down last season, when Dak Prescott went down last season, this team seemed to rally around Zach Wilson, come together, come back on Buffalo, take the lead. Buffalo tied it up to go in overtime. They win the toss. They go 3 and out because that Jets defense. They punt the ball, and as you know, the Jets return the punt for the touchdown. End of the game. We cannot lose this game, because if we lose this game, then everything we did last week, 40-0, goes away. Everybody forgets about that. That's gone. If we lose against the Jets at home, against Zach Wilson, then our stock plummets, and the way we feel about this team changes big time. Now, just like Playmaker said, this could be a 6-3 type game. It really could. This Jets defense is on the level of San Fran's last year. It is the real deal. I know the Bills had 314 total yards, 217 in the air, 97 yards rushing. But they took the ball away 4 times. They sacked Josh Allen 5 times. And Buffalo goes up 13 points. I mean, they scored 13 in the first half. In the second half, all they can muster up is a field goal. So they made the proper adjustments to shut down that Buffalo offense, who has plenty of weapons. Their first-round pick was Dalton Kincaid, who's like a wide receiver tight end, who Skip Bayless said he fell out of his chair whenever he heard that Buffalo picked him, because he thought he'd be Dak Prescott's new Jason Witten for the next 10 years. Their receivers, Stephon Diggs, had 10 catches for 102 yards, which I think CeeDee Lamb can do, or Brandon Cooks, or Michael Gallup. But other than that, you had Gabe Davis, 2 catches, 32 yards, Dalton Kincaid, 4 catches, 26, and Dawson Knox, 3 for 25. Other than Diggs, nobody had over 32 yards receiving. The run game, Cook had 12 carries, 46 yards, 3.8. Josh Allen carried the ball 6 times for 36 yards, 6 yards a pop. Latavius Murray, 2 for 8. Now, Zach Wilson goes 14-21 as he comes in for Rodgers. 140 yards, touchdown and a pick. Breece Hall, 10 carries, 127 yards, 12.7 yards a carry. Breece Hall looked like Adrian Peterson after his ACL tear. Whenever Peterson almost broke Eric Dickerson's single-season rushing record after tearing his ACL the year before. It looks like Breece Hall's come back stronger, faster, and quicker. Dalvin Cook had 13 carries, 33 yards, 2.5 yards a carry. Every time they gave the ball to Dalvin Cook, it looked like, what are you doing? Just feed Breece Hall the ball. Now, Breece Hall did have an 83-yard run, which kind of skews the stats a little bit. Take away the 83-yard run, he's still averaging 4.9 yards a carry, which is still pretty good. And the only way to neutralize our defense is to run that ball up the middle effectively. And we have not proven yet that we can stop that. Against the Giants, they got down so quick that they had no choice to pass the ball. The first drive was scripted. The first 10 plays were scripted. It looked good. Saquon ran the ball pretty well. They got to our 8-yard line. Then offsides, fumbled snap, blocked punt, blocked field goal. Then all went to hell for him. But with this defense we have, I think we have the best trio of corners in the league. DaRon Bland is a real deal, man. 5th-round pick last year. Comes in for Jordan Lewis. Plays better than Jordan Lewis. Week 1 this season. Plays great. Gets a pick 6. Very physical tackler. Gets a tackle for loss all over the place. Gilmore is now occupying that cornerback 2 spot that we had nobody at last season. And Trayvon Diggs all of a sudden is a physical corner. When everybody was bashing him for not being physical, saying like he was like prime, like he didn't like contact. Trayvon Diggs is the one that popped Saquon to let the ball go in the air into DaRon Bland's hands for a touchdown. And while we're up 40-0 and Isaiah Hodgins catches that slant pattern, Diggs could have, said, whatever, the game's over already. But no, it's 4th quarter, 40-0. Trayvon Diggs catches up to him and knocks that ball out. I think we can stack the box on 1st and 2nd down because they're going to run. Stack the box on 1st and 2nd down and play man coverage. have Lazard. Who's their, damn it, their receiver that won Offensive Rookie of the Year last year? Lazard, Wilson, Cook, and all. Wilson. You got Lazard, Wilson, and also Randall Cobb, I believe, is receiver. I believe our corners can lock down their receivers one-on-one on running downs, because they're going to want to run the ball, try to control the clock, and tire the defense to keep offense off the field. We stack the box on first and second down, shut down that run, and force them to third and longs. Then we're in business. I believe we can stack the box a lot against a lot of teams, especially against this team. And if we can get up early, 7 points, 10 points, and have Zach Wilson have to pass the football, then that's going to feed right to our hands right there. What we cannot do is let the Jets hang around like Buffalo let them do. Let them hang around and then have Dak throw a late interception deep in our territory, give him a short field, and it becomes a ball game late in the fourth quarter. We are the better team. The only way we lose this game is if we beat ourselves. Now, we've seen Dak Prescott struggle against good defenses his whole career. His whole career, if he plays a good defense, he does struggle. So this will be the first test of Mike McCarthy's new Texas Coast offense. The reason why he got rid of Kellen Moore was because Kellen Moore was not playing situational football. He kept going for the gusto instead of playing situational football. Like I said in my previous video, like against Green Bay, up 14 in the fourth quarter, you don't keep throwing the ball. You run the ball, you salt away the clock, you take your time, and then you punt, let your defense play. Let your defense get rest, and then play. You don't throw the ball 3 straight times with a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter, go 3 and out, have a drive that's like 20 seconds off the clock, and put the ball back to Aaron Rodgers. You don't do that. And, for instance, against the Giants with 50 seconds left in the first half, up 26 at their own 25, it's 3rd and 10. Mike McCarthy just calls a draw play. We get 5 yards, okay, no problem, punt the ball. Kellen Moore in that instance would have called a passing play. Could have possibly resulted in an interception. You never know. If that would have happened, that would have given the Giants life and possible points before halftime. So this Mike McCarthy play calling and the tweaking that he's done to this offense will be on display this Sunday. And it's playing situational football. Playing Dak friendly, really. Let Dak be game manager. When Dak needs to make his throws, he can make them, but he doesn't have to force things. Because he has, I think, the best defense in the league right now. I think our defense can be legendarily good. You know, like the LOB, the no-fly zone, the 0-2 Bucks. They could be in that category. This defense. Especially if Jonathan Hankins and then if Mozzie Smith can really start coming along and they could just alone clog up that middle and take on a guard in the center. But as Mozzie is coming, Mozzie's not there yet. As he's coming along, though, we can stack the box against certain teams. A team like this, stack the box, put 7 in the box, play cover 1, 1 deep safety, single coverage, and then if they have 2 receivers, we got 2 corners and a safety, and we got 8 in the box. If they got 3 receivers set, 3 corners, 1 safety, 7 in the box. And their offensive line is nothing to write home about. I am confident that we can stop the run if we stack their box. Dan Quinn is a freaking defensive genius. Besides Bill Belichick, he's got to be the second best defensive mind in the game, if not the best right now. I don't know. Belichick's still up there. I mean, you saw Bill really shut down Jalen Hurts, give him hell. But I think Dan Quinn is going to call the right game. He knows what Breece Hall is. Breece Hall is very special. And he's the guy that could ruin the day for us if he has a big day on the ground. And the Jets control the ball and he has a couple big runs. And Dak Prescott has to show that he can play a clean game against a good defense, not give the ball away like he did twice against San Fran. If we can win this game 17-3 and all 17 points are on offense, I'll take that. That's not bad because this offense has not played together. They didn't play together in the preseason. So the Giants game was like their first real time playing together against another team. So it was almost like practice. And it played out perfectly because we had one drive in the first quarter for a field goal. By the time we got the ball back, we were up by 16. So the offense didn't really have any pressure. So it was basically like practice for them against the Giants. And the first 7 drives, 5 of them were scoring drives. It was a monsoon. We know that Dak was 13 of 24, right? 13 of 24, 143 yards. We had 4 drops. Okay, 4 drops. 1 by Turpin on a bubble screen, 2 by Ferguson, 1 by Hendershot. The one to Hendershot was a perfect pass in triple coverage, back shoulder throw where nobody could get it but Hendershot. He drops it as he's running into the end zone. Ferguson, one of his drops, would have been a touchdown. Those guys catch them balls. You're looking at 17 of 24 for probably $180 and 2 touchdowns. Looking a lot better on the stat sheet. But we'll just chalk that up to the rain. Because the Browns and the Bengals had a lot of drops too. They were playing in the monsoon. The Giants had their fair share amount of drops. Yeah, like the playmaker said, he was wondering what Jimmy would have done in a situation like this. And what Jimmy would have done was keep pressure on the team all week. Not letting them think it's going to be a cakewalk, because it's not. Keeping the pressure on them all week, making practices harder, keeping them focused. And he's hoping Mike McCarthy is doing the same thing. Because this game, because Aaron Rodgers is not playing, this game is not a guaranteed W. Not by a long shot. I know it's a different team, but in 2019, we go up to the Jets, 3-2. They are winless. Sam Darnold comes back out of injury. We think it's going to be an easy win, and what happens? We lose. I know that was a Jason Garrett era, ancient history, but same type deal. If we can get ahead, and I mean, even if it's a punt return or something like that, I'd rather have our points come on offense. But if we can get a 2-score lead and then force the Jets to pass and then force them into 3rd and longs, then we can really feast, man. If we stop the running game on 1st and 2nd down and have them on 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 15s, Micah Parsons can cause 2 or 3 offsides penalties like he did against the Giants. I mean, the Giants' left tackle is all pro. And Micah Parsons had him jumping on a 3rd and 2, making it a 3rd and 7. Gosh, man, Micah is just amazing. 5 of the 7 sacks that we got was when Micah was being double teamed. Like Tom Downey said, he's a gravity player. A gravity player affects everybody else around them. And I forgot how he explained it, but it was really cool. I mean, generational players are players that elevate everyone else on your team, on your defense. On the stat sheet, Parsons only had 1 sack, 1 TFL, 3 tackles, but he was much more impactful than what the stat sheet said, what the box score said. So Dak needs to play clean. Don't force anything. If it's 3rd down and 10 and it's a nip and tuck game and he's trying to throw for a 1st down and it's not there, or if you see somebody but they're covered, don't throw it, Dak. Throw it away or take off. Josh Allen got 36 yards on 6 carries. He wasn't sliding, which is kind of dumb. He was taking hits. Dak, use your legs. If it's 3rd and 10 and everybody's back is to you and you got a lane to get that 1st down and run out of bounds or slide, do it. Do it. Mike McCarthy needs to be telling that to him in his ear. 2 or 3, 4 times a game, take off on a 3rd and long or a 3rd and medium and get a 1st down. Make the defense respect the 11th man. Make the defense respect your running ability. I really, really hope Tyler Smith can play. Oh, man, I want to see that starting 5 offensive line. 77, 73, Biadash, coming off his Pro Bowl season, first Pro Bowl season, contract year. Zach Martin and Terrence Steele. That is a hell of a good starting 5 right there. So, if Dak can look good against his defense, have no turnovers, and say Dak's stat sheet is, say he has 25 attempts, say he's 17 and 25 for 200 yards and a touchdown. That'd be beautiful. That'd be beautiful against this type defense. If he goes 17 and 25, 200 yards and a passing touchdown, I'll take that. With no interceptions and no fumbles. If he does that, we're winning this game. And if Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle's looking pretty good. And Deuce Vaughn can run the ball effectively, especially off that right side. With Zach Martin, Terrence Steele. If we can get this running game going, that opens up a lot of things. I think our defense, I know we have Dak. He struggles against good defenses, but they have Zach Wilson. And he's about to go up against a hungry defense. Micah Parsons is leading this squad. And like he said, whenever they left the Bay last season, they felt that pain. And they knew how good they were. They knew that they were better. And they knew that people talked about how good they were on defense. But he wanted to show the world that they were the best on defense. And he said this year they wanted to be as good as the 2000 Ravens, which is almost impossible to duplicate. Because the Ravens, in 16 games, allowed 165 points, allowed 970 rushing yards all year, not even 1,000. The game was different back then, but with him leading this defense, I'm pretty sure that we can rattle Zach Wilson, force him into turnovers, into mistakes, especially if we can stack that box, stop Breece Hall, force him to pass. Our pass rush is unreal. In the way that we are knocking the ball out, going for the ball, Breece Hall or Dalvin Cook, you know what I mean? If DeMarcus Lawrence can hit that punch out, an early big turnover, give our offense a short field for an easy score, would be beautiful. I want to win the coin toss, and I want you to defer. That would be the perfect way to open the game. Win the coin toss and defer, like we did against the Giants. Let our defense take the field first. I hate getting the ball first. Hate it. Like to kick first. I'm pretty sure it's a game plan. Right now, the Jets injury report, damn. Besides their Super Bowl hopes going down the drain, pretty healthy. They're starting tackles, Dwayne Brown and Mickey Becton, limited in practice, but did practice. Breece Hall was limited also. They're just taking it easy on him. He's still coming off that torn ACL, but 10 carries, about 27. We can't let him bust an 83-yard run on us. We can't allow him to run for yards, 4.9 yards a carry also. If he doesn't get an 83-yard run, I mean, we got to hold him to under 100 yards rushing. We got to hold him and Dalvin Cook combined to at least 100 or less yards on the ground. We do that, that forces Zach Wilson to make it happen. And with this ferocious doomsday defense that we have, I don't see that happening. I'm going to have a video on Saturday when the official injury report is out and we know who's playing, who's questionable, and who's doubtful, and who's completely out. Once we know that, then we'll really know the ramifications of what this game is going to look like. But like I said, 17-3, I take that. I would prefer it to be like, if we can do 24-3, if offense can score, get in the end zone 3 times and get a field goal, that'd be terrific. And hold the Jets to a field goal. Or imagine if we shut out the Jets, have back-to-back shutouts. Cowboys haven't done that in, I don't think, ever. To start the season with back-to-back shutouts, if we can shut out the Giants offense, who has Daniel Jones is better than Zach Wilson. It's a fact. Saquon Barkley, Breece Hall, kind of equal right now. Some people might say Breece Hall is a little bit better. Still coming off the ACL injury, still not 100%, but he's still damn good. Saquon Barkley ain't no joke. Jets have better wide receivers. Giants have the better tight end. Both their offensive lines are pretty equal. The Giants might have the slight edge on it, having a premier left tackle. But if we can shut out that Giants offense at their own stadium with Zach Wilson and company, there's a good chance I think we could pitch a shutout at home if this defense is what it looks like. And if we could do that and win 24-0, then the NFL will be put on notice. We'll be put on notice then, for sure. Because then we got Arizona and the Patriots. Both of those look like wins. And then that'll lead to a Week 5 big-time heavyweight showdown between two probably 4-0 teams. Back in the Bay Area, where the scene of the crime was last year. But, yeah, Cowboys cannot be overconfident at all in this game. The Jets are going to be battling their asses off. Their Super Bowl aspirations might be out of the door. They probably don't think so. They're probably shooting for the stars. They just traded for Tyrod Taylor from Washington. I'm pretty sure he'll become the starting quarterback over Zach Wilson. But Zach Wilson will be the quarterback for this Sunday. So, yeah. Dak has to play clean ball. Our offense has to be effective enough to get points on the board, and our defense needs to shut down that run game. We do that, and we're golden. I really hope Brandon Cooks and Tyler Smith can play, or at least one of the two. I want to see our starting 5, man. Our starting 5. I mean, when all 5 are healthy, that's a top 5 unit. Jason Peters got picked up by the Seahawks because they lost both their tackles. Dalton Reisner is still out there as a free agent. Hopefully his price is going down since he hasn't been signed yet. Y'all heard Lyle Collins got cut by Cincy from the PUP list. He's still recovering from a bad knee injury last season. By week 10, he might be ready to play. He might be somebody that we might look at, bring on for a vet minimum, try him out, see if he's still got it to be a decent backup. He could probably provide some pretty good depth for us as swing tackle or backup left guard. We'll see about that. Vet minimum, though. Vet minimum, nothing more. Because after 2019, his stock has plummeted to the bottom. In 2017, he he was really good at left guard that season. I mean, he didn't even allow a sack. He was a good run blocker. He went to right tackle because tackles make more. It's the only reason why he wanted to be tackle. But if he can come back and we can pick him up on a vet minimum and he can be healthy on the back end of the season and be an effective swing tackle and or backup left guard, that'd be big. Chuma looked good, but Collins has more experience and he should be hungry and want to get back to where he was after the drastic fall that he's had. Cincinnati snatched him up as soon as we cut him, thinking that he was going to shore up the offensive line, and he did not. So I'm sure he's got a chip on his shoulder. Just real quick, the Jets had 289 total yards against Buffalo. They only had 117 yards passing, 117. They had 172 yards on the ground, 5.5 yards per play. They were 5 of 13 on third downs, 1 of 1 on fourth down. They allowed 3 sacks. They held the ball for 27 and a half minutes. No, 27 minutes, 50 seconds. Buffalo had the ball for 33 minutes, 8 seconds. Buffalo won time of possession by about 4 minutes, and still lost the game. Dak Prescott cannot pull a Josh Allen. Everybody likes to say that Josh Allen is top 5 quarterback, better than Dak Prescott. He is not. He pulls this crap all the time that he pulled on Sunday night. He gave the game away. In the second half, it was 13-3. He didn't have to throw the ball erratically, have it picked off 3 times by the same guy who hadn't had 3 interceptions in the season, let alone in the game, Jordan Whitehead. And then whenever the Jets tie it up, he fumbles the shotgun snap. He never gains control of it, starts to run with it without control of the ball, gets hit and it comes out. Jets recover, short field, minimum, they get a field goal. Josh Allen gave the game away. And they want to say that he's better than Dak Prescott. If anything, they're even. Yes, Josh Allen's been in one AFC Championship game. The game where 13 seconds left, Mahomes tied it up and then scored on the opening overtime drive. He's been in one AFC Championship, yes. He's been in the league 2 years less than, 1 or 2 years less than Dak. But he's not better than Dak Prescott. If Dak can play clean against this Jets defense, that will show us something, man. That will really show us something. And we'll start buying into this Mike McCarthy offensive scheme. This defense is for real, man. It's going to be a defensive battle at AT&T Stadium. It's going to be a good game. But I hope by the late third quarter that we have it pretty much, wrapped up, salting it away. I don't want it to be 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, still a ball game. Being that they lost Aaron Rodgers, it shouldn't go that far. Last season we were a roller coaster. We freaking blow out Minnesota 40-3, then struggle against the Giants next week. Then the week after that, score 33 in the fourth quarter against the Colts, win 54-19. Then the week after that, host the Texans, and trail for 59 minutes of that game. And then 58 seconds left, we have to barely pull it out. Then go to Jacksonville, blow a 17-point lead, lose. Then turn around, play Philadelphia, put up 40, look like world beaters. Then turn around, go to Washington, lose to Sam Howell. When we had a shot for the number 1 seed, if Philly and San Fran were to lose. They go to Tampa Bay route then go to San Fran and not show up. Up and down last year, up and down. If we can stay consistent this year, that's something that we have not seen since really like 07. Consistency. That's it for this episode, guys. 40 minutes. I'm trying to keep them like 25, 30. Saturday's video will be about 25 minutes. Please subscribe, like, and share, guys. Cowboy Nation, I cannot grow without y'all's help. Please hit that red subscribe button. I implore you. Please indulge me. If you watch till the end, you're a real one, and I love you for it. Cowboys Nation for life. Guys, like I said, get your popcorn ready because it's going to be a show. This season is going to be exciting. Big things are happening. Keep God in your life first and foremost. He comes before everything, even this. Seek Him and His righteousness, and everything else in your life fall into place. I am living testimony of that. He will never leave you nor forsake you. This is America's team, and it's God's team. That's why Texas Stadium had a hole in the roof, so every Sunday after church, God could just look down and watch His team play. I love that story. That's it for this episode, guys. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. This really means a lot to me. This channel means a lot to me. Please subscribe, hit the like button, share. Please donate if you can. Help me grow this channel. Help me get a mic. Help me to get some studio equipment. Help me to build this channel up. And then get a call-in line when I do live shows. Just like Law Nation has. Call-in lines are essential for live shows. Y'all have a great week, guys. Tomorrow night, don't forget Philly and Minnesota. Let's hope Minnesota wakes up and can bring it to Philly and upset them. I can't believe they lost against Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay. What the hell was that? So, hopefully, they bounce back from a bad week one. Saw what New England did, because Mac Jones was tearing up that Eagles defense. He has no receivers. They were catching the ball, breaking tackles. The Patriots had 200 yak yards on the Eagles defense. Eagles lost 5 big-time starters last season. And I kept saying the defense is going to be worse than it was last year. Bart Scott keeps saying, well, they replaced them with as good, if not better, players. No, they did not. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Javon Hargrave, T.J. Edwards, guys like that, we're not replaced with as good or not better players. No. And now Nakobe Dean is hurt. They have no linebackers. All right, guys. Y'all be cool. Enjoy the rest of the week. I'll see y'all Saturday. Until then, salute. Cowboys for life, baby. Catch you on the flip side. Deuce.